The Labour Party has welcomed Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso's offer to be Peter Obi's running mate in the 2027 presidential election. Kwankwaso, who was the 2023 presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, expressed his willingness to serve as deputy, provided certain conditions are met.
The Labour Party's National Secretary, Omar Farouk, called it a welcome development, but appealed to the former Kano governor not to kill the mega talks with his insinuation of being a merger, with his insinuation of being a better politician and holding a higher educational degree. Recall that Labour Party and the NNPP had considered a merger ahead of the 2023 general elections, but the inability of either Obi or Kwankwaso to concede the leadership collapsed the move. Now joining us is Labour Party chieftain, Barrister Femi Kende. Good morning, and thanks for joining us, Barrister Femi.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Okay, I mean, before we start, let's first of all, identify, there seems to be a tiny issue to clarify here. Omar Farouk is speaking as the Secretary of Labour Party, is that correct?
Yes, in the National Secretary of Labour Party that has just, however, that tenure has expired, and those are the issues that we'll likely go into in the course of this conversation.
Okay, I mean, so he's not necessarily to be seen as representing Labour Party as it stands and Labour Party's views, is he?
Yeah, he's still a member of the Labour Party, but as being an official of the Labour Party is another conversation entirely, because there's if you recall, in 2018 there was a court judgment that mandated Labour Party to conduct a convention right from the world level up to the national level. However, in 2022, INEC broke a settlement that delayed that convention from holding at that point in time due to the election that was coming in 2023. And fast forward, one would have expected that after the election, a proper convention will have taken place from the world level up to the local government, then to the state Congress and National Convention. But that has not been done in this case. What has been done by Aguri and Co. is to go to National Convention without following the party constitution. The party constitution recognizes 4 main organs of the party. The World Congress is number 1, followed by the local government Congress, then the state Congress, and the National Convention. And you can't jump the gun. So those are the issues that the Labour Party has been having for some time now, and these issues are in the public. And as a party, we all face challenges, and challenges is part of human experience. So these issues are not limited to Labour Party. By the grace of God, the party is already taking steps to ensure that these issues are rectified. Yeah. And one of those steps is the recent National Caretaker Committee that was set up by the party leadership in Abia.
Yeah, Barrister Femi. Yeah, so we don't spend too much time on this one. I only just asked that because I wanted to clarify the position of Omar Farouk and, of course, the position of Darlington Wokocha, who is currently the interim secretary, as it is stated. So let's just at least be sure where the confirmation is coming from. Olive?
All right. I just wanted to clarify that. But now let's talk about this new update. So if Umar Farouk says that the Labour Party is welcoming Kwankwaso's willingness to be the deputy to Peter Obi, is that a stand that the Labour Party as a whole acknowledges?
The Labour Party welcome anybody to join its fold. We are a Democrat, a social democrat, and anybody who shares our ideologies are welcome to the party. We operate an open door policy. Every Nigerian that believes in Peter Obi, who's our principal, is welcome to join the party. And this is not the first time that this kind of conversation will come up. And it came up shortly before the 2023 election, even though there was it didn't see the light of the day at that time. So for Kwankwaso to now make the offer at this time is a welcome development.
Yeah, well, I mean, welcome development from Rabiu Kwankwaso wanting to be, or eager rather, to be the deputy to Peter Obi. while the Labour Party still has, I mean, according to the last election, Baba Dati Ahmed as its Labour VP to Peter Obi. So, I mean, have you also seen the reaction from people commenting, and of course, you know, who follow the Labour Party? Not very many people are excited about it.
Yes, and I do appreciate their concern, but we need to understand that in politics there are no permanent friends or permanent enemies. At the end of it, it's a matter of interest, and if the interests align and we pursue the same vision and the same goal, which is to make Nigeria a better place for everybody, why not? Kwankwaso is welcome, and whether you will be considered to be a deputy to His Excellency Peter Obi or not, it's another conversation. There are a lot of, it's in stages. These conversations are in stages, and at the appropriate time, I'm sure relevant stakeholder will sit down with it and we will take it up from there.
So we're not saying. So if I hear you correctly, what we're saying is it's not official yet that he will be the deputy to His Excellency Peter Obi in the forthcoming election.
It's not official.
Okay. All right. Let's also talk about the likelihood of what this might mean. Should it happen, what will this mean for the Labour Party? We saw at the last election, His Excellency Peter Obi did over 6 million, and Kwankwaso did over 1 million. Will it really have any significant impact in, the Labour Party's chances at the next elections? We're also hearing reports that there have been some decamping. I think somewhere in Kaduna, about 7,000 or 8,000 people have decamped from NNPP to Labour Party, according to the reports. So will this really make any significant change in the Labour Party's chances at the next elections?
Yes, I believe it will make some changes depending on how you look at it. Politics is a game of number, and the more supporters we have, the better for the party. And considering that also, Kwankwaso is not a small fry in this game. So he's welcome to come and try his luck in the party. And also with his follower coming on board, it's a welcome development. Of course, the door is open for them to come, but nothing at this moment has been, nothing is cast in stone, whether it will be deputy to Peter Obi or not. That decision is not made.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason that I started the conversation with identifying, that tiny issue here with the stand of Omar Farouk, and of course, the Labour Party's current interim working committee. But where do you think Labour Party currently is? If you remember, Julius Abure, along with, of course, those in support of him, put out a statement, not long after the Umuahia meeting, saying that Peter Obi no longer has automatic ticket to be Labour Party's presidential candidate. So there's still that crisis within the party. So where do you think we are with the Labour Party, and how do you think that the party will be able to find some, level playing field or some sanity around itself before the next general elections?
Yeah, so effort has been made to put the house in order. Conflicts are bound to happen, and however, is the openness to ideas and maturity and on how the conflicts are handled that really matters at the end of the day. The National Technical Committee that was set up is doing a good job at the moment, and they are already taking steps, and also reaching out to the state levels. In the coming days, similar a unity gathering, so to say, or a meeting is coming up in the coming days in Lagos State, being convened by Honorable Sheikh-Shoumi to unify all the warring factions in Labour Party, and all the stakeholders in Labour Party in Lagos State are coming together. This to show that, from the national level, steps are being taken also at the various state levels, because at the end of the day, politics is local, it's at the grassroots. Whatever happens at the national must go down to the state, down to the local government, and down to the world. So, Lagos State is taking a lead in this aspect, and is being championed by Honorable Sheikh-Shoumi. So that's for us. Once all the warring parties are brought together, at the end of the day, we have a unified house. And once we have a unified house, the issue of who the party candidate will be for the next election is left for the party member to decide. That's the beauty of democracy. is at the end of the day the voice of the people that will determine who the party candidate is.
Yeah.
Irrespective of what Abuja and Koa say, but as it is, Peter Obi is still the best candidate that we have for the Labour Party as of today. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
All right. Just also we'll come back to talking about Labour Party, but I want us to talk about Kwankwaso a little bit. If Kwankwaso has said that he's offered to be deputy to Peter Obi at the next elections, if certain conditions are met, do we know what exactly these certain conditions are?
Well, unfortunately, at the moment, no official communication has been made to the party, so we can't speak on what these conditions are. But from the interview that he granted, he was talking about, if I recall very well, about trust issue, and yes, trust definitely is a major issue in Nigerian politics, even between the government and the government, the populace. So these are it takes time to build trust, and for us to work with Kwankwaso and his people, it's a matter of time. Once conversation starts, and we see how the conversation goes, so every other thing will be put in place.
Yeah. All right. One of the things that gave the Labour Party and Peter Obi and Dati Ahmed the followership that they had in 2023 was mostly a judgment of their character by Nigerians. The ability to pull that many followers and supporters and 6 million plus votes in such a short time was mostly because of how Nigerians, the obedience as they're called, judged these persons. I don't know if you believe that, or if you think that Rabiu Kwankwaso, yes, is a political heavyweight in Kano State, and in maybe other parts of northern Nigeria. But do you think that those 6 million people, if they still are, do you think they will also fall in line behind the Labour Party if there is such a merger?
Yes, it depends on how you look at it. And for us to determine that question, we have to look at the track record of Kwankwaso when he was governor and when he was also a federal minister. So those are the things. And at the end of the day, it's more of a perception issue and how people perceive him and how the kind of person that, in terms of integrity and character. So those are left for our followers to look at, and obedience are with Peter Obi 100%. And also I have no doubt that they also listen to Peter Obi being our principal. So like I said, these are early days, and things are still very fluid, and we don't know yet how things will unfold with time. So finger crossed at this time.
Well, again, for our viewers this morning, wherever you might be watching us from, these are really just hypothetical, situations. The Labour Party Secretary Umar Farouk currently, of course, is not fully recognized as Labour Party Secretary to even accept Kwankwaso's offer in the first place. Peter Obi also has not said anything. Neither has any other, top-ranking member of the Labour Party. Just to clarify that this is not an official stance of the Labour Party as it stands. But I also want to talk about some of the things that have made headlines concerning the Labour Party, and that is the accusations of financial mismanagement, from Julius Abure to Aisha Yusuf and the likes, and of course, also, the other way, accusing Julius Abure as well. Have there been any investigations as to how the funds of the party were allegedly mismanaged during the 2023 presidential campaigns?
Yeah, before now, there has been a report to the police to investigate this issue. The former National Financial Secretary wrote a petition to EFCC or the police, if I recall very well, and the matter has been submitted for police investigation. It is now left for the police, as they are constitutionally empowered to investigate any suspicion of crime anywhere and by whoever. So one would expect that having done our bid by submitting the relevant petition to the relevant agencies. Those government agencies or security apparatus ought to have taken a look into this thing, and whatever their findings is ought to have been made public by now. But it's taking longer than expected. But but you are still hoping that sooner or later the police will make their investigation open. All the evidence and what have been submitted to the police for investigation.
Okay, well.
I think the concern might be if this will ever be concluded or brought to a logical conclusion, or if it will be one of those conversations that just keep stalling and we don't get to see an end. But like you said, we're hoping that the police does its investigations and the findings are made public. Thank you very much, Barrister Femi Kehinde, for joining us on the conversation this morning.
Thank you for having me.